So, was watching my Patreon and noticed that Shin956 released a new track conversion of Detroit 1983. It's a street circuit, of course, in Detroit, Michigan, USA. And this is a cool track. It had some changes between 82 and 83, minor changes, but changes nonetheless. And so converting this track over is pretty cool. He did some cool stuff like window light textures and config base from Detroit 1988 by Rainmaker. He did some various sections with the help of Fan of Pride, crowd textures by Niker 97, and the Marshall, and some other textures by Kunos, but the rest of the conversion is all him. So very, very cool stuff. He's also a heck of a nice guy. I had a strange problem with this track and with one of the track configurations for Colorado 24, where I was getting some weird mirroring and weird aspects on the edges of the track, and it turned out that that was a CSP setting and some CPU optimization that I had to turn off. And I'll put a basic description of that into the description of the video. But all in all, he answered my question and got the track working and looking absolutely amazing. So very, very happy with that. So without further ado, let's go ahead and do a little bit of a drive here. What I'm actually driving is actually almost as interesting. I'm driving the Porsche 956C. No, is that 956C? Oh, well, now let me go back and look and see what it is. I actually got it from Assetto World, and it is a pretty cool little car. It is a 956. But which 956 I need to look here? It is the 956-82LM. And so this is a Group C car, and ran most notably in the 24 Hours of Le Mans. But it's got a 2.6 liter engine and a freaking nightmarish turbo that make it a ton of fun to drive. But it is very prancy in terms of getting too heavy on the Bigfoot. You do have to be nice and ginger. The whole Vic Elford tie a string to your wheel and your big toe is definitely the way you drive this car. That always looks like a left turn to me before I'm in it and realize it's a right-hand turn. She wants to go around on you. It doesn't take but a second of inattention to run into problems there. Gotta love a car that wants to kill you. Ooh, did not need to touch that wall. That's the right-hand drive phenomenon that I often have spoken of. That was not graceful at all, and I apologize. It always looks like a left-hand turn when I'm coming into it. I always prep for it to be a left-hand turn, and it's a right-hand turn. Not finding my gears very well. That one always... She just really wants to go around. I love this track, though. This is just amazing. That was just embarrassing. I thought that I got on the brakes in the right spot, but I did not. I'm going to get one lap in here soon that is not a complete embarrassment. Tell that I like driving this car and this track, right? I keep going around. Hurt my foot a little. I missed my pedal on my blip. Means I was pushing my brake pedal harder than my further down than where my accelerator is set. That's a decent lap. That's about as good as I'm going to get. So that's shin956's converted Detroit 1983 street circuit. I like it. I like it a lot. For a lot of different reasons. One is I'm a sucker for the nostalgia. And the reason for this is I grew up in the 70s and 80s, and this track, I remember seeing races on this track on TV. I wasn't present for any of them in real life, but seeing them through TV, seeing videos of them later, I saw these cars on display. And it's one of the reasons I love going to historic car shows is a lot of these era cars. I saw this very car actually at Rensport reunion in Laguna Seca several years back. And that's cool, right? Living history. And then being able to come into a sim, a game, whatever you want to call it, and drive that car. And that's, one of the things that, people ask, why am I still driving this sim when there are other sims that are more modern, have better engines, all this kind of stuff. And better is a qualitative statement that is in the eye of the beholder, honestly, right? I think Assetto Corsa is still very viable, and it's got an amazing community behind it that's still developing really just great content. Evo's not there yet. Evo may be the engine that we go to next, and I look forward to seeing how that evolves. But iRacing is not doing historics. They have one vintage series, or a couple of vintage series, but they don't invest heavily in vintage stuff. And so if you want to drive historics, Assetto Corsa is really your best bet still. And until the modding community can convert stuff over into Evo, Evo won't be the sim of choice for this kind of racing. And there aren't many other games in town. Except for, things that are coming on. AMS2, Automobilista 2, is an amazing sim, but it still needs to grow up a little bit, I think. It's got a lot of stuff, but it still doesn't drive quite right. The fidelity isn't there yet. And definitely the online capabilities are not there yet in the same way that they are for iRacing, Assetto Corsa. Assetto Corsa is leveraging LFM and SimGrid and other things to make it go. So AMS will mature along, but it's not the go-to yet. I'm not really sure why. I was trying to rationalize that and try to say legitimately why that is, and I honestly I can't tell you, but it's not got the same appeal. Anyway, I'm starting to lather on. I hope this was fun. I know I drove a lot of laps, and that's because I truly legitimately enjoy this car and this track. shin956, great track mod. Thank you for your help again, and I will see you in the next one. Bye now.
Spaß mache Rennsport.